Disclaimer. All acts and processes presented in this video are for roleplay purposes only. Please consult a professional equestrian before working with any equines. Thank you, and please stay safe, guys.
Everyone is watching, but I still feel so alone. And I've been waiting on a miracle, but by the time it comes, I'll probably be stoned or on my phone.
It's finally starting to warm up during the winter season here in Jorvik. However, it's still pretty chilly, and with the cold comes some crazy horses. Horses require much more time out of their stall and out in the paddock, which is why I'm super excited to bring you all along on the little day in the life, winter routine type thing, and show you just how much effort goes into taking care of all the horses that are here on the ranch. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you decided to join me for today's video, as it is quite a busy one for more than one reason, but we will get into that later. For now, let's start from the beginning of the day. Good morning. It is currently 6 in the morning. I actually slept through my alarm this morning, which has set me back about half an hour, but it's fine. We'll get back on schedule. For now, in the mornings, I like to get myself situated before I go out into the barn, which means I have to take off my glasses and put in my contacts, because I'm honestly blind as a bat, guys. It's not good. Anyway, since I'm filming today, I figured I'd put on some makeup just for a little something extra. And then I just pulled my hair back into a ponytail to restrain the frizz, and lastly just put on some riding clothes. However, it is still winter, so the polo wasn't doing it, so I ended up putting on this jacket to keep me warm against the wind. Luckily, it did end up warming up throughout the rest of the day, so I didn't have to keep this heavy jacket on all day. Once all that is done, it's time to step outside and get the morning feeding done. I usually like to eat breakfast after everything else is done. I'm not sure why. It's just a habit I've gotten into, to be honest. However, breakfast time at my barn is always a parade and is the favorite time of the day for most of my horses. Everyone is excited for their grain, and while I'm not going to go into too much detail about what each horse gets individually, because each horse is just a little bit different, whether in size or workload, or for example, Gamora, who receives a pain medication to keep her ring bone under control. And then Bane and Casper get a special low-calorie senior feed, since they are getting a little bit older and just need the extra help in their feed. But aside from the grain and special vitamins, every horse gets a fresh hay net in the morning, which are made up every morning by myself and my family. By this point, it's about 6:45, so this gives the horses time to eat and be done by about 7:15. Now, it's not quite time for my breakfast just yet. First, I have to go out into the big pasture and rotate some of the horses, because the horses that were in the paddock all night will be brought back into the barn, and then those in the barn will get some pasture time to, be able to just hang out and graze and just be a horse. This doesn't take that long, and if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that horses aren't the only thing here at the ranch. Right by my big pasture is my mom's chicken coop, where all I have to do for them is throw a bit of corn and seeds so that they'll be good in the morning. Since my mom does her own thing with them, I don't really have to worry that much about the chickens, which is nice. In addition to the chickens, we also have a couple sheep and donkeys that really don't require any special feed either. They just have their grass, except for this guy, Toby, who is almost 17 years old now and has been on this ranch for 10 years now. So he's definitely becoming an old man. Toby's the sweetest guy, but he also has some dental issues, so I just have to soak his grain in order to make it softer and easier for him to chew. Moving on, I'm not actually in charge of the Longhorns, but I figured I'd include them in the video since the Longhorns are really friendly. My dad is the one who throws some hay for them, otherwise it's time to move on to the dogs, Jack and Nemo. Both have a cup of food and of course their water. Jack definitely prefers to be outside helping my dad in the field, herding the Longhorns and such, whereas Nemo is a lot more secluded and prefers to just follow me around the barn while doing chores. Lastly are the cats, which if you saw my holiday video, then you know that I actually received a kitten for Christmas, who I decided to name Milo, and Milo is more of an indoor cat for the most part. He prefers to be inside and do his own thing, but he doesn't mind being taken out to the barn to catch a few mice every now and again. Now that all the animals have been fed and taken care of, it's finally time for my breakfast. And today I kept it pretty simple and just went into the kitchen and made myself some oatmeal with some fruit. Usually while I'm eating, I like to check through emails and text messages that I might have gotten overnight to try and keep up with some of the business side of work. But that's the boring stuff, so let's move back outside where it is warm enough that I didn't have to wear my jacket. And today I actually didn't have to worry about mucking out either, since the other staple hands were on that job. Meanwhile, I had a lesson later today. I still had an hour and a half before that started, so I actually decided I'd tack up Admiral and take him out on a short trail ride around the property. Nemo wanted to come along, so I let him follow us, and I think both Admiral and Nemo enjoyed the leg stretch. The trail ride ended up going a little longer than I had intended, and I was running a little bit late. Luckily, my lesson student had shown up and already gotten tacked up and was waiting for me in the arena.
Hey everybody, my name's Ray. I've been riding for 5 years, and this boy behind me is Chevy. He's a thoroughbred quarter horse mix, and he'll be 6 years old in March. I've been taking lessons with Haley for a little while now. I'm really just hoping to get him on a more relaxed level, since he's such a hyper horse, and a handful at times. He's really come a long way, and I'm really excited to see what happens in the future. I'd love to pursue show jumping or even eventing with him.
Ray is one of my more advanced students, however she just recently got her horse Chevy and has had trouble connecting with him, and Chevy just struggles to yield to the bit, so before I sent her out into the arena I just told her about the goals, and then we really worked on steering and teaching Chevy to yield to the bit more. So I just had her do some figure eights and really just work on focusing Chevy on her movement rather than constantly getting distracted with anything in the arena. After my lesson, it's about 2 p.m. now, and I had to prepare one of the stalls for a newest arrival. Last week I posted a video where I went pony shopping for Josh's niece, and the family ended up purchasing one of the ponies. As some of you have guessed, little Johnny the Gotland pony with the best personality, with a mixture of lots of sweet as well as some spice. Johnny originally lived in Valedale, and luckily a couple of the stable hands very kindly offered to ship him to the ranch and save me a trip. Johnny arrived at 2:30 and surprisingly didn't seem faltered by the new setting at all. He was a little anxious in the stall at first, but quickly found his voice and was very, very social, making friends with the other horses in the barn, and especially Dixie. When I let him out into the small pasture, the two just became best friends, and they really, really connected with each other. Some of the other horses were a little annoyed by the fact that he kept bothering them, but Dixie was really just so calm the whole time. I left JJ to settle in. Ainsley would be coming over later to see him, but for now I think I am going to wrap up this video since the rest of my day consists of a lot of office work and then just working and exercising some of the horses. But if you'd like to see my night routine, then comment below. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. It really means a lot and it helps me out a ton. Also, comment below any video ideas that you have. It's always fun to see your creativity. And with all that being said, see you all in the next video.